Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to the channel. Today is a beautiful January morning, and I thought every time there is a similar background, so why not show you some part of the world around me? I woke up to this beautiful misty weather today at Gurgaon, and as you guys already know, winter is my favorite months. Actually, I'm born in winter, so there is a natural love for this season, and my morning routine usually comprises that every time when I wake up, I feel that's the time when I'm simply the best, and I am really fresh. So that is the time that I spend for myself. In the entire day, there is so much of hustle and there is so much of to do things and Zoom and chores at home that you need to do. But that golden hour, if I may say so, is my hour. And the first thing that I usually do these days, and that is something that I'm working upon, is writing. Not that I'm a great writer or I need to write something really, profound, but the intent always is that you need to talk to yourself in whichever form you do, whether it is through the art of communication, whether it's through understanding your feelings, how are you feeling from within, or whether it's simply, visualizing an art. So anything that brings across a communication to you and brings across the communication, within you is something that definitely would advocate to a lot of you. And the day starts with a beautiful diary inclusion. And once I'm done with all my diaries and all my planners that I have, once all that routine has been done, I usually have a cup of ginger tea. It's either Darjeeling ginger tea or Assam ginger tea without milk, and then I read a book. I usually try and read that sort of a material, not necessarily that motivates me, but a sort of book that will just let me think of a certain idea which I may not be thinking at a current time. So my days are beautifully divided. In the morning hours is the time when I would like to read more about, say, for instance, a personality or probably a fiction or an idea that brings about a change. And during the night, once I'm done with my dinner, is the time when I really am thinking, I'm more concentrated. So that time I tend to read more about firms, companies, more about courses. It's a little more driven because I'm a little more quieter. I've done the entire work, everything is done, dinner is done. So that time my concentration level is really high. And that's the time when I tend to either finish my office work or, do something which is related to my personal growth and development. Today, like no other day, this is a winter morning, and why I like what I like about winters is the fact that the mist and the fog, it just calms you down, it slows you down. I see that life and people are always churning, whether you are in a corporate firm, whether you are a pure household worker, where you're trying to run a family, whether you are an old age person, whether you are a new age student, whoever you are, it is always about hustling. And what beauty that I see in natures are that sometimes nature, through its various forces, they tend to calm you down. They tend to slow you down to appreciate the slowness of life. And that's what I like about winters. It's probably because, I am at a certain stage of my life where there is already a lot of personal, there is a lot of emotional chaos that I deal with externally. So every time a force like this, tells me to slow down, it tends to be very calming, very peaceful. And the fog and the mist and the blanket that it brings together, I find it extremely calming. I find it to help me understand my breathing. It helps me understand my existence. And for 1 minute or for half an hour or for that morning, I am away from that insignificant circle of life. A lot of times, that takes away our man hours, the Zoom invites, the unnecessary calls, the unnecessary explanations of relationship, whether personal or professional. So yeah, this is why I love winters, and I'm not a poet or probably a great author or anybody that can truly justify the beauty about it. But the fact is, I'm extremely grateful that seasons are there in our lives, because sometimes seasons teach us so many different things. They make people warm. You get warmth from the writing that you do on a paper. You get warmth from the people because people are more caring, because they know it's winters and people may get sick. You get warmth even by the last sip of the tea. Even when the tea is finished, the cup is warm and it keeps you warm. So that's how life should be. You should be that after effect of bringing joy, bringing love to each other, being together. And of course, ambitions are always there. Of course, everybody should be gunning towards it. I am a very ambitious person myself, never happy with moments, always hustling. Have situations when it comes to, the mental health goes up and down. There is a constant graph, going up and down. I won't say that I'm very imbalanced, but I must say that at times, you lose your cool. But weather and situations are also something that you should appreciate. Being mindful of the moment, being present of the moment, being grateful that you are okay. Health-wise, you're okay. The people around you are okay. Sometimes they're more important. And my favorite show in Korean K-dramas is I'll Go to You When the Weather is Nice. And the protagonist of the show just speaks one line. And there's a female and a male protagonist. And the female protagonist says that, there is so much in life. And, I've come back to an old town because sometimes I feel I cannot take the city life. And the guy says very simply, but life is pretty simple. The only thing you need to do is eat well and sleep well. So I hope that all of you as well, someday realize that your body only needs eating and sleeping well, right? And you also get a chance to enjoy the winters, just the way I saw this today. Take care. Have a great, great life. This is my site. I'll go back to my window. And I hope all of you have a joyous time in life ahead. See you. Bye.